And welcome back to TTTT. Thank you so much for the tweets. There are many, they really are, but we can't read as many right now. Let's just get through this next story. Taxpayers spent 260 million Kenya shillings to finance the state funeral for former President Mwai Kibaki, who died in April at the age of 90. The Treasury is now asking Parliament to approve the expenditure of 260 million, which was withdrawn from the Consolidated Fund Services to cater for the emergency. A breakdown of the expenditure was not provided. Of course, Twitter had a lot to say about this because that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, but it's also a state funeral. So there's also that to factor in. Victor, I didn't let you have your word in.
So I'm wondering 260 million. That's a lot of cash. For a person who has been earning, pension worth 2 million every month, that's about 34 million a year. A person who gets 200,000, that's, fuel expense, for example, for fuel gets 300,000, gets all these benefits. Yeah, a lot of allowances. But 260 for what? Na watu walikula mkate na soda. I mean, watu si hata wangepikiwa buffet pale, nyama, kuku, nini, mandizi huko. But that's a lot of money considering that we have, I don't know whether it's misplaced priorities, but in a country that is still struggling with, for example, drought, children starving, just for a state funeral, that's a lot of money. That's money that should feed children.
But usually the budget is pretty high for a state funeral.
It is. That's what I was going to say, that the only unfortunate thing here is that it's the juxtaposition that does not sit right. That what we are comparing the times against, we are in the time of inflation and whatnot. And I'm sure even the former president, Angiskia, that's what was spent during his funeral, it would not be sitting right with him. But it's a state funeral. They come costly. The only thing is, I'm sure that even within the funeral, Kenyans, we know no shame. Yeah. Even with the planning of budgeting of a funeral, there's still someone who will be like, Sasa, hizo maji, weka 50 bob na niza 7 bob. Yeah. Like, they will still find a way to even still get more money during the tendering process of a state funeral. But yeah, it is a state funeral. This was a president, and I'm sure it costs even more in other places. So it's just unfortunate that it's during this time when fuel is the price it is and other things are the prices they are.
Yeah,
that's sorry, when they say a cost breakdown was not provided, I think there's a reason for that, and it's exactly what Kwach is saying. There's always an opportunity for someone to get a little something. Yeah. But I also think we've become so desensitized to big numbers in Kenya. 260 million doesn't sound so crazy anymore. Once the president says 2 billion is lost every day, just like, okay, what's 260 million? For a state funeral, we've become so desensitized to numbers that everything just seems like it makes a lot of sense. I do agree state funerals are expensive, but I'd also like to see this perhaps urgency with releasing like funds for a state funeral with other things. Because I'd hate to be perhaps a government supplier sitting at home, and I saw how quickly this came from the supplementary budget, and it was just like, bam, we have to do this now. And then you're there, year 3 of, you sent the invoice again, you emailed, you called, you did what, and still nada.
Which is what happened during Corona, during locusts, during everything. Fuel hiking. Everything. Like you wish it was approved that quick.
Yeah. We have really been through so much. Oh my goodness, I forgot.
You forgot about the locusts. I forgot. I'd completely forgotten about locusts.
There's so many things that happen, you forget. Wow, that was very recent. How did we even forget about that? And then
I think they saw Kenya was down bad. Yeah. They were like, you know what? We can't even. Let's just fly past them because these guys are on their deathbed. We can't. They only to our room. But they're like, you guys, they're not doing well. They're not doing